we've already had some of these come out in different tweets that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 days since they kind of announced this was going to be happening.
Yeah.
Or since they announced the delay, I guess is what we really should say. And everybody went nuts on that. First off, like always, crashes and stability.
It's every update. It just cracks me up.
We're working on crashes and stability. And people out there, listen, if you've done any software development or you've done anything that's multi-scale with lots of servers running and up and down, some of these problems aren't even theirs. Like it may be the hosting that they have or someone else. Like it's stuff that they can't fix.
Yeah, and the more things that they host with cross-play, I think that harder that it gets. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not easy stuff that they're doing, especially when it comes to that. Now, the overall stability of the game, it's not been bad compared to the launch.
Yeah.
The launch was horrific. It was really bad. But again, they pushed the launch to hit a date. They're moving this date back. People scream at them when they don't push the date and it has a bunch of stability issues. They shift this date and people go nuts because they pushed it because they want to fix some stuff. So you're never going to make anybody happy. Welcome to Call of Duty community. Anyway, this is one of my favorite ones here right off the bat, this audio one.
Yeah, please explain some of this to me because they went into depth, and I was like,
So it's this occlusion issue has been called out by so many people. So many people have called out. I think it's an occlusion issue. I think it's an occlusion issue. If you don't know what occlusion is, when you build game, like when you're building a game, you have different material types in the game. So you have like stone wall or wood floor or all of these different types that you have, and you give them like an audio occlusion. So it will occlude that audio. So it will not have that audio in it. So like footsteps. So if it's like a cinder block wall, you're not going to hear footsteps as clearly as if it was a glass wall in front of you. You know, so it's different things. So they finally have figured out that these occlusion issues that they would normally put into a wall material or certain materials are showing up on random objects in the game, such as like a pile of trash or a rag or a countertop. That's it. So random spots in the game, all of your audio just drops and you can't hear anything. So that time you're just like, how did he sneak up behind me? There might be a bush out there that has this occlusion attached to it, which would be like cinder block wall. So rather than hearing the bush rustle, you hear nothing, no footsteps whatsoever. So like they say, for example, a wastebasket that was tagged with the incorrect material may have occluded a sound like it was behind the wall, making a sound more difficult for a player to hear. So that's like exactly what I'm saying there. Like this is, I don't even know how they're going to go fix this because they're going to have to go look at every texture file that they have and figure out what it's tagged and make sure all these tags are the right for the amount of audio that they have. So
well, that person just quit.
Yeah, I
mean, they gotta hire a new person.
It says this issue is being addressed in season 2 update and will continue to work on fixes and new audio features to better our players' experience. So it's like we're not going to fix it. Like this is a big problem. I kind of want to point that out. It's a big problem. It won't be fixed in season 2. They're not saying they're going to fix this. They're saying they're working on it. They're saying they probably have found some of the places that this is happening. But think about going through every texture that is across the entire map and figuring this out. But we at least have them admitting there's an audio problem. We at least have them admitting that there's a change that needs to happen, and they seem to know what the problem is and are going to work on fixing that issue. So huge shout out to whoever figured this out, because it's been like a long time coming, or whoever finally decided for them to admit that this was a problem. Like, I don't know which one it is. Have they always had this problem?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch Big Rob Energy's CEO, Activision CEO videos that he puts out to see how he wraps it up.
Yeah, I don't know, but cool things there. We have some UI changes, improved navigation and organization of the camo menu. Thank God. If you're a camo grinder, I started becoming a camo grinder. I really hate the solos in this game. So if no one's on and I'm playing, I'm actually going after camos now. So the camo menu sucks. Trying to go through it and find camos, you like
All
scroll
of the
to the side
menus
and
suck.
it jumps over. It's just I like that. I like how they put this more polished social tab. Like, what are you polishing? A turd?
Yeah,
Like, just
I
throw it
don't
out and start over.
know.
Like, come on, guys.
But then everything else
Um,
is how can we make sure our players can navigate through the things that cost money easier?
Yeah, and then everything else is like new my bundles, quick equip for battle pass, and my bundles in the store. I do kind of like the reticle previews. That's kind of cool, to see what the reticle looks like rather than you buy it and you don't know what it looks like. So that's nice. Improved clarity of attachments, blocking, logic, and gunsmith. Not even sure what that is. And many more bug fixes. Like, and they always end with that. And we have so many other bugs that we're gonna wait for the patch notes because we don't feel like filling it in right now. Okay. And then blah 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 blah. More UI stuff. I'm not gonna keep going in there. Experience. Improved after action report audio. I didn't know there was bad audio.
No, with audio now.
Oh,
I don't think
audio.
I
Okay,
think now
so
it'll have like it'll be a dramatic. It'll be a dramatic screen after action report. It has some cool audio.
We don't have the crazy screaming at hackers and stuff right now.
Yeah, the play again feature is going to be great.
Yes. So again, this is not like.
It's just quality of life.
It's just quality of life. Like, this should have been there from the beginning. I don't know why they launched every one of these battle royales without it. And then challengers, battle pass, weapon progression,
just bug fixes
for inconsistencies. Yeah. That's fine. Weapon balance. We're not going to get
back to 1v1. I can't tell you how much I'm excited about this. I wish they could change it today.
You have been complaining about. I will say, if there is one thing you have been the most consistent on, it has been your hate relationship with the Gulag.
Yeah, I hate it.
Hands down. Just hate it. And I don't mind when they take an attempt. Like, I think we've said it before. Like, we like when they make attempts at changing.
They tried.
Things.
It's fine.
But like, be ready to roll this back. And it seems like they had a lot of stuff ready to go because they're not. They're. I mean, scrapping the jailer. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's going to go exactly to the way it was in all of Warzone 1. The difference is here. Normally, we get a new map when they go into the next season. It is going to be the same map. They've just tweaked it. The map. Yeah, well, they've tweaked it to fit solos, which I think is smart. So I assume maybe a shrunken down version, or they cut half of it. I'm not sure, but it's going to be the same map. And then later through season 2, I think we'll get a new dedicated 1v1 map for future seasons. I don't know if it'll be in season 2 or season 3.
We're also updating.
Yes, they're gonna make some other changes. Yeah, they're gonna instead of just pistols, you're gonna have a lot of other stuff. The other thing I find interesting is that there will be things to still loot, but it'll be in a different way. You're gonna have a lot more cash laying around that you can pick up. You're gonna get a cash reward for winning the Gulag when you come back. But to find more ground loot of cash, I think is a high risk, high reward as you're running around trying to kill the other person plus get the loot.
And I think that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna take the risk and you get it, you should have that. And yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's updated pool of assault rifles, machine guns, submachine guns, light machine guns. I really do like that. So as the circle progresses, it seems like you're gonna get better weapons.
Yeah,
I think it's the kind of what they're saying here. So depending on when you die is going to determine what kind of weapon that you're going to get inside the Gulag. So if you die real quick, you probably just have a pistol because that's what you had anyway.
If you die late game, you might get a light machine gun.
Yeah, light machine gun.
Which I find that interesting because before in the Gulag, it was just for this entire 2 weeks or this week.
Random ground loot.
It was random ground loot, and you were stuck with those 2 weapons for the entire week.
Well, remember, you used to you fight with those weapons and not even come back in with them.
Yeah, that's true. I think it wasn't until maybe late Verdansk, maybe even Caldera, before you started coming back with your weapon.
Late Verdansk, yeah, it was in Verdansk. You started, I believe, like after the nuke. It's before and after nuke.
Yeah.
For me with Verdansk on my love-hate relationship with that map.
Now, some of the other things coming up, the cash economy, we all knew that was coming. They've been saying that for a while. No more $100 minimums in the cash registers. It's going to be $500, and then piles of cash on the ground.
So here's what I don't understand is that in addition, cash can be acquired via ground loot, containers, and white stronghold boxes, but they're not going to be from basic or legendary supply boxes.
Yes.
So what the hell is ground loot and containers? Are they talking about like the the bags?
Well, ground loot is just the cash on the ground.
Yeah, and the ground loot I get it, but like containers. What are we defining containers
I guess the bags or maybe caches.
Okay. All right. I could leave with that because that's kind of like what I didn't really understand. I'm like, the other thing is they didn't talk about anything, or maybe, okay, this distribution should make it quicker. They didn't talk about like moving the resources around the map at all because it's very centralized. So all the cash registers are very centralized, and that's one of the issues. Is depending on where the circle goes, regardless of they make more, each like spot have more money in it, it's still hard to just find it anyway.
Yeah.
So they need to do a more distribution. Maybe they're going to do that with the ground loot and the bags. Like it'll be more in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Loot and inventory. Are you excited about this change?
Yeah, I mean it's just going back to how we did it before. I think it's gonna
not
help
exactly though.
Players.
I think from what I read of this, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, just the original backpack that you get to start the game right now, that's what you're gonna have the whole game. Yes, there's no medium or large. There's no medium or large, so you can still kind of play with your inventory in your inventory a little bit, but of course all the loot, when you kill someone, there's no backpack to look through.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking
out.
about like the pinata looting. Like we're going back
to pinata looting, but no medium large backpacks. And I find it a little bit interesting, funny, not so funny. You can tell whoever did the backpack system with the medium large, they were excited about this change because they're like, we were excited to see the new backpack system give players the agency. Like they're sad.
This is the battle royale specifically.
Correct.
This is not DMZ. This is just battle royale specifically.
But you could tell that they're disappointed that people aren't super excited about it.
Well, I think, but here's my issue with that is inventory systems are those things that you either get right or get wrong. Half of the people are going to like it, half of the people are going to hate it. Like I didn't despise the inventory system, but I'm going to be completely honest, and you know this, I don't really use the inventory system.
No, drives me
nuts. So like
nuts.
I'm the worst out there to even like ask about it because I'm not picking shit up like
10 minutes into the game, I don't have any plates. Bro, I have 25 plates. How do you not have any plates?
Because you guys don't get into fights. And you don't lose your plates,
no. You don't stack plates. You just get your you fill up your vest, and then you get your 3 extra plates, and then you're done.
I prioritize ammo over my plates because you guys carry plates. So what's the point of me carrying plates? I have ammo.
You never ask for plates. You just go, oh, I'm out of plates. I can't fight this guy. Now you guys are on your own.
No.
Or if you carry at least one extra stack.
Whatever. And here we go. We're gonna go into this. Like this is the guy here that again.
No, listen, don't deflect. This is the one thing
I'm not deflecting. I'm just saying I'm not the one to like have an opinion here. Because I haven't really used the system the way it's supposed to be. Like I'm not discrediting. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, it helps me because everyone else is gonna have to play like me more.
True.
But it still doesn't have anything about stacking, and you're still going to be able to stack within your own.
Correct. Yeah. You just can't get 10 more.
But that large
slots.
one where someone's carrying like 19 streaks and stuff like that, like we really need to address that. I don't think I saw that in here, but we'll move forward. Loadouts. They went into like a lot of this. The big thing here is just customizable perk packages.
But they're rolling them out slowly,
and I don't really understand what that means.
One at a time.
So, like, you can customize one perk. Like, why?
I imagine it's going to be very limited.
Do you think like Bird's Eye is just going to be removed? Like, nothing's saying we're removing Bird's Eye, which is broken as hell. I mean,
well, they did address that. They did address that a couple days ago. They said it is a bug. Basically, all Bird's Eye is supposed to do is when you pop a UAV, you get advanced UAV.
So no. You got to use the right terminology. They have not addressed it. They have informed us that it is broken.
Yes.
Addressing it would mean they would fix it or have a fix or anything like that.
They said a fix is coming at season. They said season 2 it'll be fixed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
And then basically they just talk about there will be 2 loadout drops now, one at the end of the first circle and one at the 5th circle. So we get 2 of those now, and they made it seem like it might not necessarily be in a straight line like they are right now.
That's one of the things that I was definitely asking for. Like scattered loot would be super nice.
And then buying a loadout or buying your guns is still staying exactly the same, except they talked about a significant, slightly reduced price.
We'll have to see what that. I mean, pricing is always, we'll see, because they're making a money change here. So I think we're gonna see a reduced price, and then that'll probably be one of the first things to be fixed in a hot patch if it seems to be too low or not too low. So we'll go from there. All right, and then we have additional changes. 3 plate vests, James.
Back to just the way it used to be.
Finally. So does any of this feel like we're just saying, well, you know what, let's just roll out our first Warzone with our first code base and start from there?
No, listen, here's the problem is there was some quality of life changes that they, again, you didn't play Blackout, and when they went from Blackout to Warzone, hold on,
but when they went back to Blackout,
I'm saying when they went from Blackout to Warzone, they made a lot of quality of life changes when it came to having a 3-plate vest, the movement, the loadouts, and all that. And when they came to Warzone 2.0, it's like what they perfected.
Okay, you're skipping over an entire
they got rid of.
thing. I'm talking about going back to Warzone 1. It feels like we're trying to get the code base and everything back to where Warzone 1 was at after the first couple of quality of life changes that they made with the new movement system. That's all we're going back to here, people. That's it. Everything we're doing is we're just changing it back to the way it was before, because none of our changes hit.
Yeah. Sprinting while plating is coming back.
Sprinting while plating was back.
But they are,
sprinting while busting through doors is back.
Yeah.
Pretty soon slide canceling will be back.
No, I don't think they're going to make too many of those changes. The jumping up and down with no ADS. I hope they don't change stuff like that. I mean, but they're not mentioning it.
We don't have patch notes here, but I'm saying this feels a lot like we're just moving back to original Warzone after the first couple of hot patches to fix some quality of life things. Buy stations. What do we got on buy stations?
Changing the spawn points of buy stations, which I think is good. And also the loadout drop markers have unlimited stock at all stations, which is great because I played earlier today and multiple times I was playing with US Bobber, and we went to a buy station and someone had already bought the loadout and they were kind of like, oh, I didn't know those were, limited. And next thing you know, we're getting mowed down. So,
and then certain ones have like unlimited like certain things unlimited in some, certain things aren't unlimited in others, but they're not always the same. So you don't know which ones to go to. So every time you're going to it, you're just guessing. Like, I'm hoping this is here. Good quality of life change. I think if you have enough money to get a loadout drop and you get to
buy a station,
you should be able to get your loadout. Like, kind of the point of the game, guys. Like, again, here we're changing game-breaking gameplay regular gameplay changes. Like, we should never have changed these in the first place. Strongholds. I guess you're just gonna get more stuff from strongholds, really. Is what we're really talking about. And then a revamp in the AI.
Better reward.
So which we need. I mean, the AI is like freaking crazy aimbot, and they stick on you for a long period of time. So that's basically the battle royale changes. What do you think? You think it's enough? We don't have the patch notes, so there could be more inside of each one of these, but as we're seeing right now, do you feel like...
I will say this. If they changed at least a couple of the snipers to one-shot downs, I would be happy with everything that they're changing right now, and we'll just have to play it.
Yeah,
that's the only glaring thing that's sticking out to me.
No, that's not the only glaring thing that's
for me.
The most glaring thing sticking out is they've got to get the TTK issue under control. So we really need to look at weapon tuning, and that still goes with your sniper is weapon tuning. Like, the tune of the weapons is the thing that they do not have.
But again, I think you're going to see that in the patch notes. I mean,
No, we'll get that, and I mean, again, they're saying we need to go into it. We've never basically they're going to do some tuning. Whether or not they do that, and it's been bounced around that they're going to go to this, like, add 50 health to the pool. That's not the fix, guys. Like it's really not the fix. The fix is just is very simple on headshot multipliers. Like, the headshot multiplier is so high that you land one, or and then you land a follow up. You just melted a dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't have that. And again, that's all dependent on range. Like the range right now, that multiplier is very high. Flinch is an issue. Like if you don't change any of those kind of things, it doesn't matter if you have a one-shot sniper down. Like now you're gonna have snipers that have 0 flinch that can one-shot you. It just flips the problem to the other side.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually balance the game out. So like you have to go from one end to the other. You can't just flip it. Like it's a pendulum swing. We got to find the middle ground. And maybe we have to swing over to snipers being the meta for a little bit before we can find where the middle is. Okay, I can understand that. You kind of have to start swinging the pendulum back the other way to know where the bottom of it is. But just so you know, when they do that, if they don't fix all the other stuff, we're just having the same problem on the other side. And they still haven't stated anything about plating. Not, if you can drop them with one shot and they fall behind on the building and they're holding 17 revives, like, does it matter? Like, we're just changing that style of just being able to get downs rather than doing it with plates. I just do it with revives now. And I have unlimited stock. They didn't say that was unlimited stock, but
still, exactly.
You got guys that have 7 revives in their bag. Nice.